Hello, this is Hasmik, and today I'm going to make my version of Gormeh Sabzi for you, which is one of my so favorite dishes. What we are going to do today, I'm going to make the meat version of it. However, if you want to make it make the vegetarian or vegan version of it, you can do everything except the meat part. So let's start. First thing, we are going to start with our meat. What we need is one large onion. Chop it coarsely. Okay, chop the onion and put it in the pot. And this one. Add 1/3 cup of vegetable oil or any oil you use, and put it on the stove on a high heat. Onion is getting warmed. We are going to chop our meat. The meat is basically like a stew meat, but this one is a chuck tender. Doesn't have any fat because our greeneries are going to have a lot of fat when we fry them. So we chop the meat like in small cubes, not too big, not too small. This is 3 pounds of meat, but it's up to you. If you like it to have more meat in your khoresht, you can have more or you can have less. Or as I said, if you want to make the vegan or vegetarian version, you can completely skip this step. So again, this is just 3 pounds of chuck tender. Cutting it in small pieces. We are going to put it with our onions and turn the heat to high because we want to give a little stir to the meat and the green and the onions. We don't want to burn them or sear them, but we just don't want to little brown them. So the heat should be high. If we make it low heat, then it's going to create juice and our meat is not going to get brown. So while this is cooking, after the meat turns little brown, we are going to add filled with water and we are going to let it cook. The meat is going to be cooking for like 2 hours or so. But in the meantime, you can check it like every little while because you don't want the meat to be overcooked. Because if it's overcooked, when you add it to your Gormeh Sabzi, it's going to be falling apart and it's not going to be nice. It's going to be ugly. So you want the meat to be cooked, but not overcooked. So almost 2 hours, but you have to check if your stove is strong. It might cook faster. So we let this cook for 2 hours. Add water to it. And 1 teaspoonful of salt. It's almost 1 teaspoonful of salt. So I filled the pot with water, and we are going to let this cook, but we are going to lower the heat because we don't want the water to go fast. So I'm going to lower the heat, and we will let this cook for almost 2 hours. However, like I said, check it, make sure it doesn't get overcooked. Okay, now for our greeneries and other ingredients that we need 4 or 5. These were small, so I took 5, but normally 4 dry amani. But you get these lemons. It's actually is optional. If you don't have this, you can use fresh lemon. But what we do, we create holes in this lemon amani and put it in the pot. Okay, see, as you see, these are very dry, so we create the little holes in it, put it in a cup and add hot water to it and cover it with cup. Let it soak a little so they can get soft, and we get to our greeneries now. So for our khorish we need 3 cans 15.5 ounce cooked, 3 cans of black eyed peas or fresh one. I use fresh one. I normally use fresh one and I cook it, but if you use fresh one and you cook it, it's better if you soak it the night before. It gives you better result and it tastes better. So it's like 6 cups of cooked black eyed peas, however you want to cook it. Either you get a can, 3 cans, or you just cook it. Black eyed peas are basically the original peas for the Gormeh Sabzi, but some people use red beans or kidney beans, but I always use this one because this is my favorite. So then the greeneries. We only need 3 kinds of greeneries. We need, for this recipe, we need 5 bunches of tare or Persian chives, 8 bunches of parsley, Italian parsley, and 1 bunch of fenugreek chambalile, or if you you have the option of using the dry one. If you use a dry one, you need like 2 teaspoonfuls of dry one, which works very well too. So what we are going to do, we are going to chop this together and then start chop it very small, finely, and also you can use a food processor if you like. And as I said, like a kuku sabzi, you can get the Gormeh Sabzi greeneries, either dry or frozen one from any Armenian, Persian or Middle Eastern market. That would work well too. So it's not difficult, but some people think that making Gormeh Sabzi is a lot of work. It's not a lot of work, but it takes a long time. But you will see at the end it's very well worth it because it's a very delicious dish, no matter how you make it, what kind of beans you use it. So after we chop all of our greeneries, we are going to put in the pan, and we have to basically fry these greeneries and turn them to basically very little mixture. Okay, so let's go to our stove. So we will put our greeneries in, turn on the stove, let the greenery lose a little of the water. Our greeneries are going to start getting tilted and then losing their water, and they're going to turn on to like darker green. So after 5 minutes, we are going to add oil to this to the greeneries and let them fry. Actually, we are going to fry them very well to a point that they're going to be very little. As you see, our greeneries are losing water. We are going to add half a cup of vegetable oil, any kind of oil. I normally use grapeseed oil, so we add half a cup of vegetable oil and mix it. And we will lower the heat also because we don't want quickly our greeneries to burn. We want them to slowly roast. So we will lower our heat and we will add 1 teaspoonful of turmeric. and we will keep stirring it. So you don't want the greeneries to burn, you just want them to get seared and dark green, but you don't want it to be like burned black. When you see that the oil is all absorbed and gone, you can add another half a cup of vegetable oil again and keep frying it. Okay, our greeneries are done. So as you can see, they're all turned almost dark green or black. So they're done. Now it's time to put everything together. Let's check on our meat. Oh, the meat is done too. I've already added the dry lemons. So this is how you want your meat to be cooked. So it's tender, but it's not falling apart because it's gonna cook a little bit with our beans and greenery, so you don't want it to fall apart. So this is perfect. Let's add our other ingredients. So we are gonna add half a teaspoonful of black pepper, or you want it spicy, you can add little more. You're gonna add a little more salt. Not too much because we have already added salt to our meat. And we are going to add 1 teaspoonful of curry powder. Give it a little stir. And we are going to add our 6 cups of cooked black eyed peas. These are also, they are cooked but not falling apart because you don't want them to be cooked too much, because if they cook too much while you are mixing them, they're going to be all being smashed and not nice. So, coming up a long way. So we're going to add our fried greens to this mixture. Looks very good. So we are going to add our fried greens to this mixture. And give it a little stir. Slowly, you don't want to smash everything. However, as you can see, we don't want our khoresh to be so watery. We also don't want it to be very dry either, because right now this needs a little water. So I'm going to add 1 cup of water. However, this is going to cook for a while. So while it's cooking, you slowly give it a stir, because what you want to do, you don't want to mix it, but you just don't want the bottom to be burned. So while you are mixing, you notice that this is almost dry, then you can add little water to it too. I'm going to add a cup of water to this mixture. Okay, and give it a stir. Oh, looks really good. Actually, I think, see, you can tell. I think I need a little more water. I'm gonna add another cup of water. At this point we have added and done everything we could. We just have to let it cook a little so everything gets marinated together. So as I said, you just keep an eye on it, probably for another 30 minutes or so. But again, it's up to you. Whenever, every like 5-10 minutes, give it a little slow stir, just to make sure the bottom is not burning. But other than that, you just have to put the lid and let it cook for another 30 minutes or so in a very slow heat. I'm gonna taste a little bit to make sure everything is okay. The seasoning. Oh, it's perfect. So this is very good. And as I said, at this point, I've already added like 4 small limon amani. It makes a little sour, but if you like it more sour, you can add one juice of 1 lemon at this point, and just as I said, just put the lid and let it cook for another 30 minutes, and our Gormeh Sabzi is done. Okay, as I said, we are done with our part with the khoresh. So we are gonna. I changed my pot because I'm making more for some of friends too. So we are gonna put the lid, and as you know, this is one part of Gormeh Sabzi because we normally eat this with good basmati rice, which I'm gonna make next. So with khoresh, we are done with the khoresh, and next I'm gonna get to our favorite basmati rice with bread and potato tahdig. So I'm gonna show you that next. Hi, welcome back. As you see, our food is ready. This is our basmati rice with potato tahdig. Tahdig, something that we put on the bottom of the pot. And this one is our basmati rice with bread tahdig. So I flipped it, and I'm gonna cut it like this. So we can serve it just like this on the table too, which is it's so delicious. And with the rice tahdig, you have to eat it because when it stays, it's gonna get softer if you don't eat it. So, and everybody loves rice tahdig. So delicious, all filled with butter. So this is the one with rice tahdig, bread tahdig, and this is our Gormeh Sabzi. As you can see, it's so beautiful, it's so elegant. This is one of the very rich dishes. It takes a long time to cook, but believe me, it's worth it. So now I'm going to taste it. So like I said, I love this bread tahdig. I'm going to take a piece of bread tahdig, some of the rice. Look how beautiful, good the rice is. And it smells so good. It's all butter, butter. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of this rice, which is good, very good too, and a piece of potato, delicious, and some of my Gormeh Sabzi khoresh. Oh my God, you have no idea how delicious this smells. So let's taste it. Oh, I'm gonna taste the bread first. So good. It's so good, you have no idea. I'm gonna taste a bit of our Gormeh Sabzi too. Look, so beautiful. It's both actually roasted well, the greeneries, but also it kept it green color. The reason for this is because we use that turmeric. When you're frying your greeneries, use turmeric. Turmeric keeps the green color. So, and also, as I said, if you want to turn this to a vegetarian dish, you just skip the meat part, and it will be very beautiful too. Actually, it's going to be greener because it doesn't have meat. So let's do it. So good. Perfect. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.